some of my favorite rap albums this year are as follows. So this is in no specific order, but I wanna start off with 12 by West Side Gun. Obviously, if this was a couple years ago, it'd be called Hitler Wears Hermes 12. But since he had to stop, he had to. I feel like he got mainstream enough to where he had to take Hitler out of the names of all of those. It's a good title though, honestly. Anyway, my favorite tracks on the album are Outlander, Boswell, Vert, and 055. I think all in all, you know, Outlander as a track within itself, you know, obviously there's no features on that song, but the hook of the song is really what makes the whole thing. Like, obviously, his verse where he says, "Hey yo, the innocent Master P, rich off drug dealing. Actually, these niggas trying to act like the illest shit blasphemy. These niggas walk in out of line to beat tragedy. You be gassing these niggas. LV sweats, Woo Dogs bagging the jizza. That's good shit. But I think what you really came for is to hear him yell at the top of his lungs, "I'm on my own dick." Cause that just works. That gets the blood flowing, bro. I think, you need to listen to music like that really gets the blood flowing like that. And that brings me to Boswell as a song. I think Boswell is the best, it's the best song on the album. All right, that's definitely up for argument, but I think it's the song on the album I've listened to the most and the most extensively. If you put a gun in my head and asked me to rap Boswell, I could do it. The SD Knack verse was good. The gun verse was great. The gun verse was great. I mean, nigga talking sniff ripped his shirt like he Hogan. I don't gotta tell you what that is. The stove verse was also great. But since we talking about stove, SD Knack, gun, and stove got on Vert right after. Well, not right after. I don't know. I don't know the exact ordering, but the stove verse on Vert, that's a top 5 stove god verse for me. Now I might not know ball, but that is a top 5 verse of his for me. And it's top 5 not cause like the rapping is so fucking crazy. It's just so funny, like thinking about him, thinking about these bars. Like, he said, they said the streets miss you. And then he starts that off. I'm thinking, oh yeah, it's about to get like real, like, emotional. And then he comes in after that and he's like, just took my twins to Disney. On the way in, sold a brick outside of Epcot. Now, I'm not gonna. I heard somebody say they think they believe him. I don't believe him. However, that is such a provocative thing to say. You sold a brick outside of Epcot. And then he didn't stop there either. That whole bar where he says, the Virgil rug say rug. Plug name in my phone say plug. And then he ad-libs, plug name in my phone say plug. That shit every time I hear the verse, it has me laughing. Cause that shit is funny and it's really good rap. I'm gonna just keep it being, it's good raps. 055 or 055, whatever you want to call it. Praise Fly, Praise Stove, Praise the Boat. That's a really good song. I like that song. I'm pretty sure that's the song where Wes is like, Fiend hit the pipe, he said, word is born. All right, so my second favorite album of the year, I said second, but I'm numbering it, but it's not sequential numbering. Like, I'm just numbering it so I can keep track of it in my head, if that makes sense. Let God Sort Them Out. Favorite tracks, or standout tracks, I guess you could say, is POV, FICO, Chains and Whips, Ace Trumpets, So Be It. I could also say The Birds Don't Sing is also a really good shout. The Birds Don't Sing is a good shout. I like Ibida too. I like pretty much every song on the album. But the songs I just named, the 5 I named, So Be It, POV, FICO, Chains and Whips. Name 4. Ace Trumpets. Ace Trumpets. Those 5 songs were crazy. Obviously, you know, the POV verse that Tyler had was phenomenal, but I think the best verse on the song is for sure Push's verse. I mean, he goes in and it's like the verse is smooth as butter. And the hook on the song is also one of those hooks that is phenomenal as well. Like, I can't call it anything other than good. And that brings me, I think Pusha T is the perfect rapper. You know, his voice, his delivery, the bars he's given, and he also like delivers a really good amount of character to everything he says. So you feel it and you're like, Like Pusha T is literally a rapper. You know, Pusha T says something, he's like, And I think that's why the yeah is like the perfect ad lib for him specifically, because that makes sense. Like, that's how you would react after hearing one of his bars. But no, Malice's FICO verse was also phenomenal. The Kendrick Chains and Whips verse, where he flipped Jen like 30 times, move niggas up out of here, this shit get gentrified. I love bars like that, by the way. And then the Ace Trumpets actually built up the entire hype to me for the album, to me personally. When Ace Trumpets dropped, I remember exactly what I was doing, and I heard it, and I played it every day until the album came out. And then the night the album came out, I'm not gonna lie, the night the album came out, I wasn't seeing the vision right then and there. Like, I was liking the songs, I was like, this is a good song. But it was like half of the album I wasn't really fucking with. But then but the problem was I was listening to it with like the you know, like the rollout show they did. I did the live listen. I couldn't really hear everything, so I couldn't soak it in as much. But then the day after, when I was able to like listen to it after it fully released, I went to sleep. Because I wasn't really feeling the release party. I wasn't feeling it. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to sleep. I went to sleep. I woke up the next morning. I listened to the whole album front to back, and I was like, oh my God, this is good. And then I listened to it again, and I was like, oh my God, this is great. Then I listened to it again, I was like, oh my God, this is near perfect. You know, once again, and after all the listens, I don't think Ace Trumpets is the best song, but if you said it was, I wouldn't hate you for saying it. Obviously, I think FICO or POV or The Birds Don't Sing are all good shouts for the best songs on the album. Ooh, Mike Tyson Blow to the Face is another good shout. Oh my gosh, that's a great song. That is a great song as well. The verses on that, the sample on Mike Tyson Blow to the Face is also, cause he's hot. That shit is like crack. Huh. That shit is like crack. That's interesting verbiage to use for a Clipse album. But no. My third is Live, Laugh, Love by Earl Sweatshirt. Some of my favorites are Infatuation, Well Done, Tourmaline, and Exhaust. I love Earl because Earl is able to encapsulate this feeling of familiarity and also complete like foreign feelings. Like, you know, when I listen to an Earl album, it kind of, especially this album specifically, it feels exactly like what the album is named, Live, Laugh, Love. It feels like one of those signs you might have in your house that's sitting there because it feels homey. The album, the beats, the way he uses his voice, and everything sounds so relaxed, calm, and serene. But he'll be rapping about things, not specifically the album now. He'll be rapping about things that are either so sad or so jarring that you have to sit there and you have to let it sit with you, because you have to be like, no way he just said that. Why did he say it so calmly, right? But no, this album is honestly, it was really great to hear Earl's like, it feels like with certain works he's come out with, he's exposed just how sad and depressed he's been in his life, and it feels like he finally decided almost, or not decided, but built his way up to climbing down his own personal Everest to make it here to where he can, live, laugh, love. And yeah, those are my thoughts on the Earl album. Phenomenal album, great album. My fourth, and I'm not kidding, this and the album I have after it are the only albums where I can literally tell you every song on the album has hit my playlist and I love it. And I listen to them over and over. But the songs I'm going to tell you are still my favorites. So, and it's Dirty Harry 2 by El Cousteau. Menace to Society is a favorite. Quid Pro Quo is a favorite. Yeah, yeah, yeah is a. Did I count? I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, yeah, 3 years is the title of the song. Phenomenal song. Bergamot and Pico with Earl Sweatshirt on it. All of those songs are great. The album is great. Everything about Cousteau is great, honestly. Because listening to Cousteau is like, it's like having a conversation with your man who can't stay on topic, but he finds a way to circle back. Cousteau has bars in multiple songs on this album where he talks, and I don't know, I just appreciate the album, but he has multiple bars on the album where he talks about haven't seen my mom in like 5 months since November, or haven't seen my mom in like 5 months. Can't wait to kiss her. I don't know, bro. I saw my mom yesterday, but I'm still like, damn. Okay, you didn't see your mom? Talk to me then. Why didn't you see Dukes? And he told me why he didn't see Dukes. I'm like, oh shit, he was getting money. My fault. But no, the Dirty Harry 2, it's a great album. And honestly, a lot of pretty much everything Cousteau's been dropping since like past couple years, it's just all been really good. It's all been really good. And I like him because he stays within like, not his lane, but he's a very comfortable artist, if that makes sense. Like when he makes music with people, it never feels like he's forcing anything to go his way. It flows right. I think Cousteau can make music with anybody. I'm not kidding at all. On any beats too, on any types of beats too. My fifth and final, not saying, and keep in mind, this is some of my favorite rap albums. This is not some of my favorite rap albums this year. This is not every rap album. Like, and also, there are albums that came out this year that I like, but I don't like them as much as I like these ones, if that makes sense. Like the JID album, it was cool, but I wouldn't put it on some of my favorites for this year. Like it was a cool album, but it was just cool. Like it wasn't like, I don't listen to it and I'm like, ooh, Like some of my favorite songs on the album is not because of him, it's because of it's because of the featuring artist. And that's not to say you can't be a featuring artist and make an album good for me, but I'm just saying, bro, it's just not, it's not something that's on my list. It's a good album though. It's like, it's decent. It's very decent. But my number 5 is Alfredo 2, Freddie Gibbs. My favorite song on the album is I Don't Know. And the reason, I'm still gonna tell you like some of my favorites, but I don't really have one favorite song on any of the albums I was talking about, but for this one, it's really a toss-up. Because I remember when the album first came out, all I kept listening to was 1995, right? And then one week I was like, I kept listening to Empanadas because I love the beat switch at the start of the song for Empanadas, and then the whole boys jump me in Buffalo when he played it safe, left the way limping on his good foot, but he ain't bust a grape. That shit was tough. But then another week I was like, let me listen to 1,000 Mountains. Dun, 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 dun. Another great song. The beat on it is phenomenal. But then I heard John Claude. She loves me not. DBSing a lot. I'm taking green tea shots. I usually don't drink them shits, but she gonna let me be now. And then there's like Ensalada, there's Lavish Habits. It just keeps going. Like the album is like the gift that keeps on giving. I don't know how am I supposed to listen to it and be like, yeah, this is my favorite song on the album. When I listen to it every time, I'm like, whoa, That was my favorite song on the album. That was really good. That was really good. And it just never stops. So obviously I have like a 6, which is, obviously Empanadas, John Claude, A Thousand Mountains, Ensalada, Lavish Habits, and 1995. I really love the parallel that Alchemist made within the beat from tonight to 1995 to 1985 on Alfredo 1. You know, the dun 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 dun. I love that. But no, the album, and as far as like it not being considered for a Grammy, I get why it wasn't. And it's purely like, I feel like it's purely like a conjecture thing. I hope I use that word right, conjecture. I'm gonna Google that. No way. I gotta make sure I use that right. Hold on. Yes, I did use it right. I knew I did. Yeah, it's purely a conjecture thing. Like, I feel as if had the album been out way earlier, obviously the album still dropped pretty early in the year, but I don't think people are as tapped in to that part of hip hop, so they couldn't really, And no disrespect to, like, I'm pretty sure like it was Glorilla, GNX. GNX is deserving, by the way. It's deserving of being in the category. The reason it's not, and it actually was one of my favorite albums last year, though, but it dropped last year. I'm not the Grammys. I'm only talking about things that dropped in the year of 2025, right? GNX was a great album, though, and a lot of people don't appreciate it enough. And they like to say, oh, the songs on the album suck. I'm sorry, bro. Whacked Out Murals is great. Damn, now I'm talking about GNX, and I wasn't even supposed to talk about GNX. No, Whacked Out Murals is great. I'm not like a big Dodger Blue guy, but obviously you already know Luther is great. You know what I really like? Reincarnated. That's another really good one. He's very hard on the song. Peekaboo. I think Peekaboo is my favorite song on the whole album. Because of how AZ Chai gets on the song. He gets on the song real rough. And I appreciate that because the verse he gave, he said real freak bitch like my Mac touching yams. That I was appreciating that. That was a great song. Every song on the album I liked, except I didn't like GNX. I didn't like GNX the song. I didn't like it that much. I'm thinking I didn't like that. I can't think of anything else I really didn't like. I like Dodger Blue. It's not like my favorite song, but Dodger Blue's decent enough for me to be like, yeah. And yeah, I like pretty much everything on the album except GNX the song. I never built up to it. I didn't like it. Yeah, I didn't like that song at all. But no, these are some of my favorite rap albums this year. Some other rap albums that I didn't put in here that I probably would have. I could have put not any one of, but like something like Late to My Own Funeral. There's a Boldy James album that just dropped actually at the time of this recording. I haven't gave it a full listen yet though. And I don't want to put it in just because I like it this week. Because what if I don't like it as much as I like these the week after? I need to give it time to like stretch in my mind. Pause, no pause, play it, keep it rolling. But no, the Boldy James album is really good. Arm & Hammer dropped a new album like last week. I like that album a lot, but obviously it dropped last week. Can't give it everything I've got. There's a couple other albums that dropped this year. Obviously, like the other, the 3 Hills Have Eyes. Pretty sure I liked Hills Have Eyes 2 or 1. I think it was 2 that I really liked, but those were pretty decent. There was something else. I'm trying to think of other rap albums I really liked this year. It's not hitting me, but I'm telling you, there's a couple others at least. I know Stove God Cooks is getting ready to drop a new album, but it's not out yet, so that can't even appear here. I'm probably gonna like it a lot, especially if he puts that Martin and Gina joint on it. I think he will. That's gonna be a phenomenal song. No, I think that's it. I think that's it. If there's anything that you think I missed that I would probably, that sounds like something I would listen to, did Mike drop an album this year? I think he did, right? Mike dropped the album, and I'm pretty sure I have it on my playlist. I'm gonna have to check now. But yeah, I think that's it. All right.